Okay, fellow Trumplicans, let's get on with the reeing and screaming from this election cycle. Uh, we have an article here from the MSM, www.msm.com, Politico. Democrats in Georgia, Trump is helping our case. So this is an absolutely kicktastic article. I absolutely had to do a video on this absolute screaming fest from the left. So these little bitches are crying and screaming, and we have Sabrina Rodriguez and Maya King to thank for it. It is 7:07 a.m. on the east side of the USA. Okay. So President Donald Trump has been waging war on Georgia Republicans the past month, spreading disinformation and conspiracy theories about the Senate runoffs. And Democrats are praying he keeps on talking. This guy, you're gonna see his face in the article. I'm gonna link it below. His name is Raphael Warnock, and he looks like a bitch. His ears, that mask is just pulling on his ears. And he has that black thing on. His eyes look like, oh God, I'm so fooked. I'm so fooked. Let me just wear my mask so nobody can see that I am fooked inside. Yeah, he's not smiling at all. You can see it in his eyes. He's just fucking miserable. You don't need to see his mouth to just know that his soul is dead inside. Because he's a Democrat and his TDS is killing him. Uh, that's because the Republican voters who believe Trump's claims are growing skeptical of the election. We've been skeptical. We never believed you in the first place, Democrats. Holy fuck. You're so late to the party. Like, they're flocking to Facebook, Parlor, and Gab, and they're threatening to sit this one out. We're not threatening you, bitches. You are bitches, and you are the one that passed the threats. Okay, putting Republicans' grasp on the Senate at risk if they follow through on January 5th. Democrats are delighting in the GOP dissension, seeing it as the perfect opportunity to gin up their base. Yes, Trump told voters to elect incumbent Senator David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, but the president is more worked up over a pair of top Georgia Republicans. He thinks wronged him in the November election, calling Governor Brian Kemp and Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger clowns, and amplifying a supporter who said the two will soon be going to jail. Yeah. Rad orange man. He's always on the side of the American people and his supporters and election integrity. I think Trump wants Loeffler and Perdue to lose so he can blame Comp. It's the craziest thing I've seen, said James Carville, the former advisor to President Bill Clinton. If he keeps it up, it's good for us. Okay, whatever. High-profile Democrats from Julian Castro to Barack Indonesian Obama, to Joe Biden, to Joe Chiden, are converging on Georgia ahead of the January 5th runoff election. The Democratic campaigns and liberal groups are pouring millions of dollars into television ads and radio ads and billboards in the hopes of securing a Democratic Senate majority. The thing is, to do that, you have to change people's minds, Democrats. Good luck with that. Majority with the same heavy voter turnout that delivered a win. Oh, heavy voter turnout? You mean those ballots in the suitcases from under the tables and those videos of people showing, oh, this is how you take a person who voted for Trump and make them vote for Biden without them even knowing that, what you're doing. Yeah, definitely. Definitely a lot of votes for Joe Biden. A lot of legitimate votes for Joe Biden. People should feel really jilted that the orange man bad is he's just not, complying with election law. It's so weird, he's just such a bad loser. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. But as they see it, some of the best advertising and get out the vote efforts are coming directly from Trump himself. This week, they plastered Trump's tweets on billboards throughout Georgia, even pulling Arizona into the fray. One Georgia billboard quotes a Trump tweet dissing the Republican governors of both states. Why vote Republican if what you get is dookie and is Yeah, that was me. Ducey and Kemp, not Hemp. That was me. Trump is helping our case, said Cliff Albright, co-founder and executive director of the voting rights group Black Votes Matter. So, yeah, Black Votes Matter. It's like the BLM bus, yeah, commies. They're not wearing masks in some of these pictures. They're not social distancing either. They're all on the bus together. What is yeah, they're definitely not on the bus together. You'll be able to see it on the website, but just so just in case they change the website because Democrats are very disingenuous, let's take a look at this. See, look at that. No social distancing. Absolutely no social distancing. Oh my god, where's the fucking social distancing in this bitch? Nowhere. Look at the social distancing. What the fuck? Social distance yourself, you stupid Democrats. Look, again, no social distancing. This is the only one here that's social distancing. He's there by himself. Yeah, okay. What about this? What's over here? No, see again, no social distancing. No social distancing. See, the right there. Oh, black. Look at her face. Does she look happy to you? Does she really look happy to you? Does she look like she's happy with the commies? It really looks happy, yeah? Really looks happy. Yeah. It's about us. Yeah. No, it's not about you black people. It's about the Democrats. They want power. It's just, they want to keep using your vote. And none of them are wearing masks. None of them are social distancing. It's all a bunch of bullshit. That's why. And over here we have these guys. They don't there's no mask, and they're not the party of social distancing. They're not the party of face diapers. They're the party of taking black people, helping them do something better with their lives, and not having the will to make white people racist against black people. Chanting about how Black Lives and only Black Lives Matter and only until Black Lives Matter can any life. Fuck out of here, man. Fuck, eat shit and fucking die. Disappear into the bitbin of relevancy. Okay? So, Black Votes Matter. If he had just taken the Trump is helping our case, said Cliff Albright, co-founder and executive director of the voting rights group Black Votes Matter. If he had just taken the loss and gone into a corner and just been quiet, then people would still be celebrating the general election. But because he's still out there actively trying to steal the election, trying to steal black votes or discount black votes, it's basically allowed it to still be a referendum on Trump because he hasn't shut up. Yeah, we're never gonna shut up. That's the thing. You just don't get it. Orange Man ain't going nowhere, and he acknowledged it earlier today. He actually announced it earlier today. He's not going nowhere. So deal with it. Take copious amounts of copium because you're going to need it for the next 4 years. You might need it forever. So I suggest you start stocking up on copium right now. What was that about? Republicans, y'all should be getting some copium now. Biden is the president. Yeah, Democrats, you need to stock up on bulk orders of copium. You're going to need it for your TDS virus. It's kind of like HCQ, coronavirus, a LARP, the whole LARP of coronavirus. You're going to need bulk orders of copium. In the aftermath of the November election, the president and his allies have become chief spreaders of disinformation and wild conspiracy theories. Oh my God, Democrats losing? That's a conspiracy theory. Some of it targets the Democrat candidates Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff, but really they just can't get over Trump losing the election. They are unfurling electoral fraud claims, all of them false and many of them absurd. Kemp and Raffensperger are agents of the Chinese Communist Party, or the state's voting machines have automatic vote flipping features that I've seen. Okay, features that are tied to Hugo Chavez, the Venezuelan leader who died more than 7 years ago. Clearly, this whatever over here has an affection for Hugo Chavez. They clearly like Hugo Chavez over here at MSM, MSN, mainstream news. The pressure has grown so intense that Kemp lashed out Thursday at pro-Trump conspiracy theorists. Oh boy, for attacking his family, including his daughter, who is mourning the death of her boyfriend, killed by her father, by the way, a former Loeffler staffer in a recent car accident. No, car bomb, more like. Definitely nothing like what's that dude from freaking Fast and Furious again? Yeah, engine block 50 feet away from the car. Everybody heard the explosion. Boom, big boom, like not even like a boom, like a bang, like a hitting another car, hitting a flagpole, hitting a pole, hitting anything, hitting a giant rock in the road. No, this was a boom that blew the car's engine like 50 feet away from the car. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Loeffler, you're going to jail. You're going to jail for blowing up your daughter's boyfriend's car and killing him. Murder, Loeffler. That's what it's called. You probably wanted to vote Trump, Loeffler. Who's mourning the death of her boyfriend, a former Loeffler staffer, in a recent car accident. Now, they didn't put the quotes there, but I am, because I fact check shit like this, because it's trash. It has gotten ridiculous, from death threats, claims of kill brackets, claims of bribes from China. The social media post that my children are getting, Kemp told reporters. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, we have the no crying in politics rule in the Kemp house. But this is stuff that if I said it, I would be taken to the woodshed and would never see the light of day. Oh, isn't that sad? We're going to watch this. Back it up there a little bit, buddy.
I had a good conversation with Mitch McConnell today.
Look at that Chinese guy over there.
Called him to thank him for the congratulations.
See that guy? Right there. Boom. Right there. Chinese face right there. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. CCP. Can you see his face behind his CCP mask?
And I'm looking forward to working
right there.
Just want you to know I spoke with him.
Bingo, bango.
I'm calling other members. I spoke with some other members as well. There's about a dozen calling. And as I tick them off, I'll tell you who I've spoken to. Okay? Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. You guys, let's close.
You know when you're getting back to eat?
Come on, guys, let's close.
Dr. Fauci recommends I get the vaccine sooner than later.
Oh, I hope you take the vaccine, Joe.
We do it by the numbers when we do it. But when I do it, you'll have notice, and we'll do it publicly. Thank you.
If he can stop coughing long enough for the nurse to stick him. The mainstream Republicans in Georgia have been urging voters to disregard the disinformation being spread by Trump allies, like Georgia-based attorney Lynn Wood and former Trump campaign attorney Sidney Powell. That Kraken is coming for you, and you are crying about it, and this is the article that proves it. Beyond spreading baseless claims, Wood has been at the center of a push to get Trump supporters to boycott the election. We're gonna do whatever we want to do, guy. You guys are stupid. Even Trump, in a recent Georgia visit, after much criticism and concern from his own party, urged supporters to put aside their grievances and vote. Don't listen to my friends, he said, but the problem is Trump himself has only further amplified the false messaging. The opposite of what Republicans want him to do. No, the opposite of what you crying-ass Democrats want him to do. On Tuesday, Trump retweeted a tweet from Wood that claimed Kemp and Raffensperger would soon be in jail for not interfering in the presidential election. Look at the twisted verbiage in here. The tweet included a photo of the two Republican leaders sporting Photoshop masks emblazoned with the Chinese flag. Yeah. Well, they do have the yen all in their pockets. All over their pockets. Trump gave Brian Kemp, GA, and GA Sec of State every chance to get it right. They refused, and soon will be going to jail, Wood wrote. Similar posts can be seen across the right-wing social media platforms like Parler and Gab, where conspiracy theories alleging Kemp's involvement with the Chinese Communist Party have spread since the election. Republicans are growing increasingly concerned that Trump's decision to turn on his own, like Kemp and Roethlisberger, for not aiding him in his crusade to reverse the election results, will cost him the Senate, and it looks like Trump could be fine with that. The president has been aggressively fundraising for the Georgia runoffs, but most of the proceeds are going toward his newly launched PAC. Oh, Trump has a new PAC? Oh, thank you. That's for another article later. Not the candidates. So far, both Democrats and Republicans are focused on whether Trump's false fraud claims will impact the GOP turnout. Yeah, because we're ending the GOP. You guys are bitches. You guys are like worse than the Democrats. At least we know what to expect from the Democrats, but you fucking useless ass Republicans, y'all gotta go. But analysts say it will be hard to gauge the impacts of Trump's disinformation campaign even after the results of the January 5th election. That's because there are so many reasons why voters show up or don't show up at the polls. But a number of GOP strategists across the state say they're worried that Trump's insistence on disputing the presidential election will only help the Democrats keep voters energized. Yeah, to vote against you. We know that the concept of suppression or voting issues actually motivates Democratic voters, said Heath Garrett, a Republican strategist and former campaign senator to Senator Johnny Isakson. It's absolutely in the medium and long term going to be a problem because we now have Republicans using the same legal and political arguments that the Democrats have been using. Oh, you crying. Democrats are taking advantage of Republican talking points, spinning them for their own benefit. One group, Really America PAC, has aimed to raise $100,000 for billboards across the state, slamming Loeffler and Perdue for the underperformance during the general election. The group has put up a dozen billboards in rural Georgia towns with the message, "Perdue and Loeffler didn't deliver for Trump. Don't deliver for them." Oh, I like this PAC. It just goes to show how insane some of this rhetoric is about that the Democrats are just licking their chops, spending money to repeat the message, said Brian Robinson, a Georgia GOP strategist and former spokesman for former Governor Nathan Neal. Oh, we have all your glow stick names. Still, Republicans like Robinson say they still expect the GOP leaning state to elect Perdue and Loeffler, pointing out that more Georgians voted for the Republican candidates in both the Senate races that led to the January 5th runoff. In a recent statement, Justin Horowitz, Really America PAC's executive director, acknowledged it was a rare twist of fate to see Trump supporters and those backing Warnock and Ossoff finding consensus. Seeing the two Republicans who failed to deliver a victory for Trump, Loeffler and Perdue, lose. Trump lost Georgia by more than 11,000 votes, and Perdue secured about 88,000 votes more in this November election than Ossoff. Loeffler, for her part, got fewer votes than Warnock in the November special election, but this was a crowded race with one of Trump's staunchest allies, Rep. Doug Collins, also on the ballot. Collins came in third. Wow. Oh, I don't trust anything these stupid people say, but I know they are crying. While they're taking advantage of Trump's spin, Democrats are also battling misinformation among their voters. On a call with reporters on Thursday, Ashley Bryant, co-founder of the group Win Black, so racist, which targets disinformation among black voters, said falsehoods about the election suppress black votes. During the general election, misinformation tactics around the country typically included pamphlets with incorrect election dates and fake polling locations. These there are an incredible amount of resources going into the state to deter black voters from showing up and making their voices heard now through January 5th, she said. A pro-Warnock radio advertisement from Black Pac on the airwaves in Georgia this week argues conservatives are spreading misinformation, trying to suppress our vote, and disrespecting the name of Reverend Raphael Warnock. Enset Ufut, CEO of the New Georgia Project, which is leading the effort to turn out key voting groups in January, said Stop the Steal rallies and smaller pop-up election protests around the state are sowing fear and confusion among Democrat voters in the state, too. It's why her team is making extensive efforts not just to disprove these claims, but to amplify the facts. To be posting disinformation saying, this is not true, is actually not helping, Ufat said. We want to round that out with information that people can actually rely on. Yeah, like Joe Biden being the president. Yeah, that's so real, so true. There is no fraud. No way. No way. Democrats think if they deny it enough times that there really won't be fraud.
We have to go to the library. So I'll be back.